Hello and welcome to this channel here, Holiday Inn, Cambridge. You can see that, or maybe you can't. There you go. It's already, it says Nick Flowers. Perhaps Nick C will be the better option. You can see the date as well, and it's all ready for me. How wonderful is that? Of course, I've got myself my own milk. Sometimes I do bring my own. They do have Wi-Fi here, by the way. There's the remote control. There's the TV. Of course, here's a bit of the room here. And you've also got a mirror here. And you've got, of course, what looks like a tea facilities area. It's just a standard kettle. I thought it would be a coffee maker, but of course it's probably not the room I booked. But yeah, I've got some brown sugar, normal sugar. I think that's sweetener. Yeah, sweetener. And of course I've got some tea if I need it. They've only given you 2, but you can always ask for more downstairs. And of course, yeah, got myself, of course, some coffee here. Also, dried instant coffee sticks. Never seen that before. That's quite good. Also, of course, the Lake Dam style milk. And some biscuits, because they think 2 people are going to come in here. It is only booked for 1. But yeah, I've got some plug sockets here, and I will show you a bit more of the room. I have got a view. Let's have a look at this view. This is all I got, pretty much. So just testing this camera out here at this moment of time. What I can tell you, of course, I had to wait a little bit longer on the reception because they thought I hadn't paid it previously, so they're probably used to people that actually pay on the day. So that is probably why the guy down at the reception thought I didn't pay, but he had to check with his assistant to make sure that I had paid, and I could actually prove it in my bank. I'm not going to show you now, but I did show the staff at the time. And of course I just wanted to show you that I've got one of these here. It's a very much a wooden style here. I saw this on a preview of this place from another person. It's One Rewards IHG, which is Cambridge Holiday Inn. First time I've ever stayed here. It doesn't have a fridge, which is something that is needed actually. Does have a plug down there, and it could do with a fridge here, but of course, yeah, we're not at the highest stages of Premier Inn, and they get booked up very quickly. This place does have Wi-Fi, and I'm in room number 114. A lot of vloggers don't tell you what room they are in, but yeah, they could do for future reference. But of course I've got one of these booklets with me. I did get offered a sort of booking time to have a bit of a dinner later on. Perhaps I will. There's so much to take in all at once. So yeah, I'm going to have a look at the TV and see what that does. And yeah, enjoying the moment. Please come back later, it says, for the door thing. So yeah, these were just left in there. You can actually have breakfast, as in breakfast in bed. But what it doesn't do is, of course, have the menu of the food. I'd like to see if I can get the menu for that. But anyway, I think it's time to have a cup of tea. I've got to fill up the kettle with water first. And yeah, and the only way I can do that is by going into the bathroom. I will check the bathroom in just a moment here. So yeah, I think it is a shower and toilet, but I'll have to have a look. So I'm in this bathroom now. You can actually see what it's like. Hello everyone, and this is the mirror here, and if I move the camera this way, you can see, of course, it has a bath. I can actually open this if I want to, try and work it out how to switch the actual shower on. There's sort of 2 types of shower here. Probably use the smaller one, and you've got the taller one as well, so you've got a choice of both. And of course you've got your shower, poo, actually it's spelled shampoo, and you've got your body wash just next to it there. You've got a handrail there, and you've got the soap area there, plug, everything here, towel, and your mat as well. That's quite useful to know. And your toilet is just here, and this is the sink. It's quite useful to have a big sink, especially for kettles. And this is your soap dispensers as well. They don't give you extra soap with it because people tend to nick them. That's probably why. There is some notices which I'll talk about later. Not quite sure what this is, but let me know in the comments what it is. It might be some sort of rack or something. Yep, you pull the chain using that one. Got your toilet paper here, neatly dressed up, and you've got your tissues if you need to cry over England.
Growth, because your ability to organically grow your community is much harder. Okay, independent journalists and producers. The BBC has been biased for pro-mass immigration, open borders and net zero views these past few decades. Is part of the reason we're in a mess. The BBC's own internal reports admit and document some of this bias. People have moved to X and YouTube in part as a response to it.
Yeah, I've arrived here at the lobby restaurant here. I couldn't have the earlier meal, which of course was closed probably around about 9 o'clock. But what I will say is they were only offering pizzas, sandwiches, and of course there was some curry with rice there, and they were short-staffed, as in short-staffed. So there was a slight delay in the curry and rice. Let's hope it's very good, by the way. I'm just going to show you it now. Oh, it's a bit close up. There it is. You can see what it's like. Oh, that looks very tasty. Depends how strong it is, really. And you got the rice, and you got the naan bread. Naan bread is not my favourite, but of course some people may like it. Got some sauces there, which I did ask on request. That's good. Some rice and some really nice little bready kind of stuff. I think it's garlic, I don't know, but it looks very tasty and nice, doesn't it? That's the bar area there, and it is cashless bar, by the way. I presume, of course, that's the main restaurant. I'm not sure where breakfast is going to be, so yeah, it's going to be quite nice. And I was offered one of these for absolute nothing, so yeah, as a complimentary as I was waiting. So isn't that quite nice to have one of these? Just a small Coke. Oh, that's quite nice. Very tasty as well. Yeah. Might be the sugary one, but anyhow, of course I'm going to get tucked in now. So let's enjoy. Sorry if I got that wrong, it is the papadum there, and that's the naan bread. Really lovely. Mild version, beautiful. Well, very good morning to everyone here. I can say it is 31 minutes past, yeah, just 31 minutes past 7 a.m. in the morning. It's not actually sort of time that I usually are aware of, and I don't normally get up at that sort of time. So yeah, of course it is the Friday, which is the gateway to the weekend. From my sort of date here, 17th of the 7th, which is July 2026. So yeah, of course I won't raise my voice because some people still might be sleeping here. I will be going down very shortly around the corner to my breakfast area, which is going to be quite exciting because we don't know what's available yet. I think it is a continental breakfast, which means, of course, you can just basically pick what you want and all you can eat, and it's inclusive within the price of the night stay that I've had. It cost me in total £118 on sabre.co.uk app, which was the cheapest deal that I could find, okay, and it wasn't a direct booking from the actual hotel, so of course I did it previously online. That's why, of course, the guy at the reception got probably confused by it. I don't know how he got confused by it, but maybe he thought, of course, he was so used to people paying on the day rather than in advance. But yeah, incredible experience that I've had overall. And of course the breakfast is around about from 6:30 till 9:30 Monday to Friday, and a little bit later on, probably about 8 o'clock till about 10 o'clock, something like that. But yeah, I do have the actual details of that. And you can actually have breakfast in your room if you really wanted to. I think there's an extra charge for that, because I asked the guy down at the bar yesterday whether there was an extra charge for bringing stuff to your room, which is, of course, a room delivery, if you like. And if your room is on the floor and it's just a few yards away, you're just paying £3 for somebody to come through and deliver some food to you. They were short-staffed, by the way, yesterday, so of course I was a little bit late for my evening meal, but of course, yes, I was offered it at the reception, but I did turn it down. But you know, the reason for that is because I wanted to have a bit of a swim, and that took a little bit of the time off. You know, me coming into the room and checking the room out and getting settled in. It takes a little bit of time sometimes, and I was late coming here, and I just got off the train, and I had to wait for a taxi to get here as well, so I was running late anyway. So yeah, I wanted to be slightly running late because, you know, I didn't want to wait too long to get checked in. It's 3 o'clock check-in, and 11 o'clock we get kicked out, basically. But of course, yes, I'll just show you here, because I haven't really shown this to many people here. So what I would say, of course, this is a little bit of a, of course, like a, you know, welcome kind of a booklet here. And of course, what you get inside is a nice little wooden kind of key here. It's not one of your old-fashioned keys, but it does actually work. Touch wood. I'm sounding like Harry Kane now, but of course, yeah, when he had that croaky voice. But yeah, that didn't last long, that joke, did it? Because of course England are out of the cup. But anyway, let's forget about that now, and of course let's move on very quickly. So touch wood, it should work for the door that of course has been registered with this card. So yeah, 114 for this room, the blah 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 hotel, which I'll tell you about in just a moment, whether it's your first or return visit. Of course, their team is 100% committed to ensuring you have a great day. If, however, you experience any issues, please let us know. Of course, there are several ways to do this. Call the GV manager on 6007, call the front desk on 0, and email them directly at emily.spenceley@hicambridge.co.uk, wishing you an enjoyable time with us at that hotel that I'm going to tell you at in just a moment. Emily Spenceley, Operations Manager. Please advise that this is a non-smoking room. A cleaning fee will be charged if smoking or vaping is found to be taking place in this room. So they will be sniffing around, by the way, to find out. But, of course, if you are to spray your deodorant, I don't think it's a vape smell. So, yeah, they will be sniffing around. But how well will they recognise it's vape or actually any type of drug? So they'll probably have drug sensors or something like that. But hopefully, of course, they won't capture anything from me. But yeah, I'm about to have my coffee now. I'm about to go down to my included breakfast, which is included in the price of £118 for this night alone from that Sabre deal that I had on the app called sabre.co.uk. So remember where you heard that, okay? And yeah, overall it's been a great experience. I had curry last night, a little bit later than usual because they were short staffed, and I was complimented a sort of small drink by the bar staff. I was pleased with that. So I'm now going to click my fingers, and then of course I'm going to tell you my feedback, okay? And of course it's always constructive, okay? So there's nothing wrong overall with my feedback if they are going to listen back to me here. Hopefully I enjoy this breakfast. Hopefully I won't have too much because, you know, I'm thinking of having a little bit of lunch later on if I'm feeling up to it when I check out at 11 o'clock in the morning. So checkout is 11 o'clock in the morning. A lot of these video advocates don't tell you the check-in times. Sometimes they forget to tell you. Sometimes maybe they do tell you occasionally, but you know, let me know if you've seen a vlogger that's told you all the details. But anyway, yeah, I'm really been impressed with everything. So let's click my fingers and let's go on to the next section. And yes, I've enjoyed the coffee facilities as well. Of course, one of them I've still got left to have. Might have a chance to have it just before I leave. Just in front of me there is actually a mirror, so I can see myself if I really wanted to. Of course, if you have a sort of you know, your partner with you, whatever that partner is, you can actually see it in the mirror, of course, and probably brush your hair, that kind of thing. Yeah, lots of course, USB sockets, especially the latest ones. And of course, I bought myself from a machine downstairs. I couldn't actually film it because, you know, you don't know who's around in the middle of the night. So I had to get to my room very quickly. So I couldn't really film everything down there. But of course, we do have footage of my meal, which was absolutely gorgeous, of the curry that I had, which wasn't too spicy. I don't like them too spicy myself. Some people prefer that, but of course that's not really for me. But yeah, impressed with the staff throughout the evening of that one, even though of course the restaurant was closed probably around about 9 o'clock. They don't really tell you much detail of when the restaurant's closed, because it says in the leaflet it's a 24-hour service. So perhaps they mean, of course, the room service there, and you probably have to pay extra, and I think you do. It's £3 extra for your room service there. They don't actually tell you that. Just bear that in mind. They don't tell you the hidden charges, so you have to sort of work them out yourself sometimes. Something to be aware of. Nice coffee this is. It's really, really nice. And of course it's, you know, the white coffee that I actually had, but this one is the Nescafe one. You've got the original decafe there. Doesn't come with any hot chocolate there. You probably have to get that with your breakfast. But it doesn't come with a fridge, although of course it is quite cool in here. You probably would call your long life milks. It feels like a fridge in here when you could cool yourself down with the meter, which is just down there. It only goes down to a certain level though, up to probably about 12 degrees. It won't go any colder than that. unless you requested at the reception for them to put it down lower if you were really, really hot. Some people get really over hot. It's ideal for hot temperatures, this room. It really is. But in the winter, obviously, you want it warm temperature. But how many people do come here over the winter? Probably a lot cheaper to come over here. I've loved the Philips TV, which is what the maker of the TV has been. I watched, of course, YouTube last night, and it was quite clear with Dan Wootton Outspoken, because that is my favourite YouTuber at this moment of time. I do like other channels as well, like What Will Meet Him, but they're like shorter video length kind of people, and sometimes they do live as well, but very rarely on some video advocates. And that's a bit like us as well. I think a lot of people would go live when it was in lockdown mode, if you remember rightly. I've been impressed with some of the nice sort of romantic lighting, although of course it wasn't that greatly lit up in this part of the building here in this room 114, but it might have been the same on all levels downstairs. But yeah, to do my video graphing or vlogging, if you like, it was a little bit difficult to get some lighting in here, which is a lot easier during the day than actually at the night. But yeah, the lighting, of course, is as you enter the room. So yeah, quite impressed with that. Quite impressed with the wooden key as well. I know it's a bit modern, and it's rare to have a wooden one as well, which is quite interesting. Don't know if you're saving trees by that, but yeah, the kettle's alright. It's very much like a Premier Inn style kettle there. Nice small cups here, you can see that for yourself there. So I've really been impressed. I had cramp in the middle of the night, but of course I think after a while cramp does go. But yeah, it's because I haven't been used to this area or night stay before, and it's quite a nice comfortable sleep. And I actually slept on top of the cover here. I didn't actually put myself in the cover because I didn't really need to. I felt warm enough anyway because it is summer. It's grey and misery out there for the first time I've seen that part, but a huge amount of time there. Sorry if I'm sort of gabbling on here, but I'm just giving you feedback. Right, and now, of course, the swimming. Yeah, the swimming section now, of course, I'm impressed with that. But, of course, for most people it's probably hard to... Sorry. For most people, what I meant to say... so I'll start that again. For most people, going into the swimming pool isn't a problem. But there isn't a private space where you can actually access private changing. So you have to like go in a sports changing facility, especially if you're in the men's or if you're a lady watching this. So that can be a little bit of a problem because there's no, like there is in like other hotels, they've got of course a facility for disabled people and for privacy. But of course in this place they don't have that. You have to go straight through the changing rooms, straight into the pool. And of course myself, being as I am, it took me a little bit of a while to get into the pool, and I had to do it safely as well. And you can't really run if you're big built sort of thing. It could be a problem for thin people as well. I'm not just saying that just because of my size, but of course they do have some beds which was quite nice around there. I couldn't film it now for obvious reasons, so I'm going to have to describe it to you. But yeah, they had VAR, of course, which meant that, of course, there was a reception just before you get into the changing rooms, which is quite rare, because some hotels don't have that. So I suppose it's a good way for security reasons, and they have to register your name down so that they know that you're in there. slightly different to other hotels. So yeah, the other hotel I was going to mention there, I can't really mention it on here, but of course I hope to go back there again to the one that I'm referring to. So yeah, I can't mention it on here for secret reasons, but comparing the hotel to that hotel is quite a difference really. Number one, it doesn't have a fridge in here, which of course might have that in some rooms, but this room doesn't have it. You probably have to pay more for that, for a premier sort of style. But there could be easily room for a small mini fridge. That's all it takes. But yeah, I don't know if they'd ever do that in standard rooms. I think all hotels should have them now, but of course it comes down to money, won't it? Everything comes down to that, which is a bit of a shame, you know, that we have to rely on that, especially the leaders in power here in 2026, despite of course one leaving and of course one set to be the minister of the country. But yeah, whether that's going to change anything, I don't know. Pretty much doubt it, but of course that's my own opinion. Not going to get into the politics side, but of course, yes. Let's go and talk back about the swimming centre. I only had about 45 minutes in there, and of course it can be a struggle to get out of the pool, because it was quite thick steps to get out of the actual pool, and you can only have one section of it. And I was not sure, because towards the end I'm not sure whether I could use the whole of the swimming pool. That was a little bit disappointing, but of course, yeah, there was a jacuzzi there. I didn't use a sauna just in case it affected my leg like it did in one hotel about a few years back. But of course, yeah, saunas are good for winter though, not for the summer, but some people use them. You're supposed to shower before you go into the pool, but I showered afterwards. But I think a lot of people did use the shower, and there's only one shower as well, so you have to share it and wait for someone else to finish, and you've got a button to press, and it only lasts for about 5 seconds and it goes off again. Bit like the jacuzzi, you only get a certain amount of time on it and then it switches itself off, and it closes 1 hour before 9 o'clock, I think. No, 10 o'clock it closes officially, but it closed around about 9 o'clock, an hour before closure, so you can't really enter the pool at the last minute there. So yeah, whoever comes in at 9 o'clock is the last person in, and of course you might get away with 1 more hour if you're already in the building, but they usually close around about, of course, between 9 in the evening and 10 p.m. So yeah, they have 2 saunas in there, and of course the main swimming area as well, and of course there's no lifeguard. That's the word I was trying to get yesterday. There's no lifeguard in the area, but of course there's someone watching the VAR in another room, because I saw the CCTV, and of course they do have cameras in there. That's why I couldn't film in there, for public safety. I don't think they would allow it even if I did ask, which is a bit of a shame, but of course I would have liked to have seen the CCTV of me swimming just alone. But I don't think they'll give you the tape for that. They're probably not allowed to by security law, that kind of thing. Oh, the list goes on. Right, people, I've got to get down to the breakfast area, then I've got to come back here, so I've basically got to go back down to the main reception area where they do the breakfast thing, and then I'll be coming back here to pack up, and then of course be ready to go. Yeah, been a shame, but yeah. hopefully I'll come back here again. The only way I can get here is by Uber taxi at the moment, or any other taxi or car if someone gives you a lift. But of course I'm not that lucky person to get a lift these days, because there's no one I feel that would be kind enough to do so. But yeah, Britain needs to be kind. Loads of people got cars. I just don't know anyone that has actually got a car in my area, unfortunately. Anyway, yeah, that said, hopefully I'll enjoy my breakfast. Unlimited, but yeah, you probably can go back for seconds. But, yes, only for seconds. I don't want to fill myself up. So, I'll try not to. I'll probably end up doing it, but yeah. Hello everyone, I'm so glad to be able to have, sorry about the shade of the darkness here, of course, yeah, because I'm under the shade here, it's a lot cooler here than it is just out there, so yeah, it's not bad sun today, but of course it's a lot cooler than it was, which is good news, especially in the Cambridge area. But yeah, of course, I thought I'd do a vlogger version of course, my chill out time whilst I finish my coffee, which is literally, oh sorry, I had a cold in my throat. Here, look at that, looks brilliant. I think that's the lady over there, don't think you can see her. There you go. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, you have to sort of turn this little camera around, isn't it? It's so strange, yeah, but it's doing its job, which is fantastic. I will eventually get, of course, a microphone to go with it, so you can actually hear my voice proper. But I'm looking into getting one, so yeah, sorry about, as I say, the darkness, but of course I've had a fabulous time here. Got the taxi for £6.50. I've already said that on my other videos, but I'm just repeating myself here. I've got the wait and save here, which didn't take too long here. I've got pictures of the actual, just highlights of the ride, with the beautiful lake, which I didn't get to see in the end. It might be too much for me, but of course maybe I'll have a look at it next time. But yeah, over in this direction here, just behind me, is the actual Novotel Hotel, which I might stay again at some point, because I've actually been there before. I don't know whether, of course, I think her name is Helen, was it? Can't remember her name, but I've got it written down somewhere. It will come to me. Might be Louise, I don't know, I can't remember. Definitely a female that I saw last time. I don't know if she's still working there, that's the thing. But yeah, apparently it's got a nice swimming pool and jacuzzi in there, but of course I don't think I'm allowed to film in there unless I'm on my own in there, which is the problem, isn't it? Which I wasn't probably allowed to film in the other one. The only difference is they've got a reception on their actually swimming pool, so you have to check yourself in. Well, of course in Novotel, the difference is you've got to check in at the other reception. So yeah, fascinating, isn't it? But yeah, I thought I'd be running out of tape by now, but it's obviously given me a lot of space on here, so that's pretty much good. I'm going to finish off my coffee now, which cost me about £4. I spent a huge amount of money just on one night stay, not just for the hotel, but yeah, sometimes you like to upgrade your stays and go higher up, and sometimes, of course, you like to have a budget hotel, like my main one's in Great Yarmouth. So yeah, I hope to bring this vlogger camera in Great Yarmouth at some point. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? So yeah, I just can't think of that name, but yeah, I probably will think of it off air. Anyway, I'm going to cut you short now. We promised to keep that positivity, hopefully for you. Share the love, peace out, and God bless. I knew I'd think about it, and thankfully I did before I went home. Hannah was her name. I knew it began with H. Hannah was the lady. I don't know if she's still there at the Novotel. Yeah, big sized beds, and you probably get something like, of course, a mini bar with a couple of bottles of water, which is good. It's not really much of a mini bar, but of course it's okay, isn't it? So yeah, you get a coffee maker, you can make your own coffee. It's really marvellous. I'm going to tell you more about it when I go again. Hopefully it will be some point. So yeah, I look forward to that experience, even for a one night stay like I did at the IHS, is it? Something like that. The Holiday Inn of Cambridgeshire, I would say, not Cambridge. It's just on the outskirts of Cambridge in Impington, so I wouldn't say it's Cambridge as a whole in the city. It's just on the outskirts, just before you get to Histon. So let me know in the comments if you've actually been there. And luckily my battery has lasted quite well, so yeah, it's very good, these cameras, yeah, because they're lightweight, and of course you can move around everywhere and just talk for ages. But I'm not going to bore you to death. I'm just going to do that. Yeah, I'll catch you all later. Thank you very much for watching these vlogs, and please support us wherever you can. Thank you.